Any of you guys that might tune into this later, all the players are saying this thing's messed up. I don't know what they've done to Willow. They're trying to change spotting or something. That or Willow's completely messed up. It's slow. Look at these scores. Those scores should be up in the mid 350s. And you can tell by the size of the carp. Pathetic. What's the point of having spod mix if you're only going to get a 70 pounder? Yeah, nobody's happy with this one. I'm thinking so, man. Everybody, I can't understand exactly what that Yofidel Maestro is a great comp player, Deedles, and in other words, these carp there should be somebody up on the board with a 95 pounder by now. The scores in this normally I've got I want to say I got 300 and I can't remember what I got in this. I left in first in this once and then they passed me, but I noticed the other day. I don't know if you guys see when I put on my channel. I don't know what they've did with this update. I'm afraid of what they've done is tried to make the carp just kind of drop in oversized, and then you have to attract them in. So I don't know if they've broken the mixes and you got to figure out new mixes, or they've made it where you don't get oversized. They just spawn in. Because before, the way it would work is you would spot, and if you got a good spot mix, you'll get the oversized ones. But at least I'm not the only one experiencing this. But I can tell by that scoreboard, Jow is the only one that's really got one that's a decent size. But I don't know what they've done. And it's slow. This peak here is the best peak to fish at this lake. I don't know what they've done. I don't know if this is a bug or this is the way the willow's going to be. I've seen them do this at other lakes before where they've nerfed certain species or something, but the entire lake just, I don't know why they, this place was so much fun to fish. I tried a couple times since that update to come in here and tried several different things, and it's just, I hope that's not what they intended to do, because this, especially in a comp, I mean, that's when it's fun. Everybody looks forward to the Jelly Carp comp. I mean, my thoughts are maybe they're trying to make it more sim, because some people say, you know, why is the carp bigger after you spot? It's not like they're eating the spot, but, you know, if you're wanting to, I don't know, it should just be more enjoyable. It was so, I don't know, in other words, it was one of those things, if it wasn't broke, don't fix it. Everybody enjoyed fishing for the oversized carp. That was kind of a bucket list on Fishing Planet to get a 100 pounder, and now you can't even get them in the 90s. And the sunny day mix that I developed to get, I got 202 pounders with it that I put up on my channel. I can't even get a bite anymore. So I don't know exactly what's going on. Yeah, I hope it's a bug too. I can't get it through my head why they would fix this. If you're going to nerf anything, get rid of the Troy in the competitions. You really shouldn't be able to pull shark and catfish out of competitions with a 13 pounder rod. So I don't know. Yeah, Deedle, it's hard. It took me a while. That's why I was so excited when I put those clips up. You could tell the sincerity in my voice how excited it was. But that's for me. Once I learned how to spot and stuff, I literally was like a kid at the underneath the Christmas tree on Christmas morning, just waiting to open up that gift, anticipating what it is. And that's why I felt every time I spotted here. Now, unfortunately, uh, if this continues and they don't fix this, this is a lake that I just won't fish, which is sad. I love carp fishing now. So let's hope the lake's just glitched out. I don't know. I mean, I can't even. I'm not even getting a bite. Not even a nibble. Not to mention, that spotting's not cheap. I mean, you're probably looking at 4 to 6 thousand game credits every time you throw all your mix out. By the time you factor in aromas, particles, and the ground bases, let alone the cost of the boilies and anything else that you do. I don't know why they would. I don't know. In other words, there's plenty of other things that they could change in the game, but I don't know why you would change this lake. It makes no sense. But I think they broke Willow. I've played in this before and seen guys at 98, 99 pound fish. I think the biggest one I ever got in the actual comp was like 87 pounds, but I usually got a couple in the 80s, and if I get in a good run, I can put up 340 to 360 range. I think I even hit 370 once. But this is just horrible. I almost didn't even stream this one because I had a feeling. Yeah, I agree, dude. Like I said, I put that stuff on my channel just to kind of get people on square one because, I would rather go around with a lure or do something legit. But the problem is the match rods. If you use a match rod on sharks, you'll end up getting, I don't know if that ever happened to you, how much you fish for sharks, but what'll happen is they get stuck on the bottom and you literally can't reel the shark up off the bottom. It's like it's snagged. So some guy a long time ago had figured that out. But at least Bergie finally got him one. Hi, Dan. I think they broke Willow, bro. There's something wrong with Willow. As you can tell by those scores, that's so low. Normally, as well as I do, Dan, people can put up, big size carp, and it's slow. I come in here and tried it the other day after the update, Dan, and it was I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping they didn't make it where you can't get oversized anymore and they just come in randomly, but what's the point of spending all the credits and the time spotting and developing mixes if they're not going to get bigger? But my mix is good. I've got 202 pounders on it, and I have no trouble, especially on the sunny days. I even tried Super Dave Super Viagra the other day off stream, and it was the same thing. So I don't know if the lake itself's glitched out or this is what they're intending to do. Oh, nice, bro. See, look, Bergie got that 80 pounder from my 102 spot. But I don't know what they've done. And I used to be able to come around here, the mix that I developed where I got that 102 pounder that Bergie was saying he got from my spot there, 80 pounder. I had no trouble taking that mix around anywhere. So I hope they really fix this. Otherwise, especially a guy trying to learn carp, if it's going to be this bad, why would you even invest your game credits in all the spotting? I mean, I got plenty of money. I'll never run out of money on this game, but this is disappointing. This is a zero fun factor if it's broke. I'm trying to be supportive of the game the best I can, but if you can't, I mean, this should needs to be fixed in a timely manner. I know they're working on that other update, but before you add anything else, make sure you fix your existing problems. I know what you're saying, Dan, but it was never like that before until this update. Carp will come up to the shallows as well. But Dan, I've played in this a lot, man. I played in this not too long ago, and Delhi had a 102 pounder in the comp. An 80 pound mirror carp, that's kind of small to what it used to be. I mean, I didn't even get one bite. I threw an entire spod mix out Fishing Planet. There's one. Finally, Rafa got one. So I'm trying to figure out how much that cost me. I got 0 out of it. 0. There's my 102 pounder. This is disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. At least Rafa got one. Wasting my time. I should have just started working on leveling guide. If I'd known it was gonna be this bad. And you guys tune in. I'm trying to grind some comps here, but we're finding Willow's extremely slow. We did see Rafa ended up getting him a 90 pounder, but they've changed something drastically on these carp. And I don't know if the game's glitching out or they just made it a lot different. Or the mixes that used to work before don't now, because I even tried Super Dave's the other day, and I couldn't get nothing even off of Super Dave's. And I know my mix is good because I got a 100 pounder off of it. Twice. I'm going to cast every bit of this out, and if I don't get anything, I'm not going to be happy. Yeah, I appreciate it, Dan, and thanks for stopping by the stream. I know sometimes I seem like I'm just sitting there complaining, but I know when there's something off and they've did something here, and I hope it's not intentional. I don't know why. So many people enjoy fishing for the oversized carp. I don't know why they would change Weeping Willow. It wasn't broke, don't fix it. There's a lot of things they could change in the game, but Willow wouldn't be one of them, in my opinion. Everybody enjoys carp fishing. But to me, it's not even trying to win or something. It's just the enjoyment of coming here and spotting and that excitement that you get when you throw a spot out because you never know how big it's going to be. But if it's going to be really slow and boring, why would you even invest your time, let alone your game cash, on spot mixes if it's not going to be productive for you, you know? So let's just hope they, I just really hope that they didn't intend for this to happen. I got a little different of a mind too, because I kind of, this game in general, if they're trying to make it more sim, I can see what they're saying. It's not like the the carp are going to gobble up the mix and somehow turn from 75 pounds to 90 pounds by eating a spod mix. That makes sense. But if you're going all sim, just in general, if you're going all sim in general, fish would migrate anyway, so you wouldn't even have marker buoys in the game. That was always a weird part about the game in my head. If it's a simulator game, the fish will migrate. You don't just have spots that you mark. The fish would move every time you come and fish the lake. Oh, I got a phone call. Hold on. One second, guys. I got a work phone call. All right, sorry, guys. But yeah, I hope that I haven't changed this thing. Hey guys, tuned in. I got several comps I'm playing in a row in here. I was actually hoping to come in here and have fun with this, but my first spot, I put all my spot mix out and didn't even get a bite. It's not real exciting either, but I don't think it's broke. It's the Roach Rider. It's a tough one. You got to catch roach and rudd at the on a float at a tubo in the current. So I got a spot with roacher mix and stuff. Yeah, Bergie, like I said, you know how I'm a straightforward person, so I know sometimes I feel like I'm just sitting in and complaining. I just don't know why, in my opinion, you would mess with Weeping Willow. It wasn't broke, man. There's a lot of other things they could patch and work on in the game, and you know, I had so much enjoyment coming in and fishing, fishing for these carp. It's just exciting when you put the spot mix out and you go from spot to spot, never knowing if it's going to be, A 75 pounder or a 95 pounder, and occasionally you get that 100. And I think that's kind of one of those bucket lists for anybody that ever started carp fishing. And in general, you're just hoping to trying to get that 100 pounder. And I developed this mix here, and that mark that I shared you, Bergie, and got that 102 pounder a couple weeks ago on live stream. And gosh, that was exciting. So it's a little disappointing if they've. I don't know why you would fix something that wasn't broke. In other words, if they were worrying about people taking advantage of them, get rid of the Troy in the game. Why would you break Willow if you're worried about the game not filling sim? The Troy rod on, especially in the comps, is something I don't think that's sim. But you got to do it to keep up with the guys. So yeah, I don't know. So hopefully the game's just glitched out and they didn't intend to do that. And if you do change things, it wouldn't hurt to put a little memo out and say, hey, there's no more oversized fishing. They're randomly going to be there, and your spod mix is basically an attractant. It's not going to make the fish bigger. Then let us know. And I know in general some of these comps can be really slow, but this has never been one for me that's slow. I mean, I'll miss and get the grass carp and the ghost carp, which I think everybody does. But at least you're catching fish and having fun. I mean, don't break Willow, please. What'd you end up scoring, Bergie, if you're still here? At least you got that 80 pounder, bro. Dennis has got one. But I'll end up doing some experiment with this later. The only thing I can think of is kind of like what Dan's saying. Maybe they make you spot out 300 foot or something. Well, my first spot's always solid, Bergie, and I threw my mix out and got squadoosh, blanked. And now this is looking like this is not going to be better. I'm going to go ahead and try a strawberry or something, but I've never had trouble with tiger nut. And a lot of times I don't mess with it very often. In other words, I don't get a ghost or a grass. I mean, I hate to sit and keep complaining. I mean, I don't care if I lose. I just want to have fun. And it's not fun, obviously, when you can't even catch a fish. Yeah, see, yeah, that's normally what I'll bring bananas every once in a while. Like I said, I'm not the best with the boilies, but I figured out enough, where my mix was solid enough to do it. But I don't know what they've changed. Unless my whole game just glitched out here, but I don't think so because I was having the same problem. I went to stream this the other day, just messing around, stream the some carp fishing because I was going to try some new spots and stuff. right after that update, and gosh, this is horrible. You like the spicy one? I mean, I'm a half hour in and I don't even have a carp, guys. So I wait this spot out 10 minutes. I'll use Super Dave's spot. I'll use Super Dave's mix on this next one and just see. But I don't know if... I don't even know what to say at this point. But yeah, in retrospect, I should have just went and made some videos or did something different and had some enjoyment, because this is not what I would call enjoyment. If I get one, it better be 95 pounds. The way this is acting, this is more like I would be fishing on a cloudy day. This is how slow it is. But even then, on my cloudy day mixes, it's fine. So yeah, I can put you. Yeah, I can put one up, Dito. I'll give you a couple different options. Give me a little time though. You're welcome, buddy. And my apologies on this being so boring. I kind of thought it would be. I knew it was a little messed up, but I didn't think it would be that bad. But I know pretty much everybody in the chat was saying it was slow and seems off. So it's not just me. It's cool that a couple people caught some nice ones. Well, yeah, see, and I have a little mix that I even put together on my channel. I was catching them on in the rain, 80 pounders in the rain, man, and I put it up on my channel and put my mix on there and everything, because I'd sit and played with that for a long time to figure all that out, and I was even doing good at night, out of peak even. So I don't know if I just don't know why they would. This has to be unintentional, right? And my heart goes out to them, because I know there's a lot of stuff going on over there, and if they are a really small company, then we got so many people working on stuff. I get that, but they probably should, as soon as they update, they should test some of the stuff and make sure that your rods aren't cycling through. My concern is if they don't fix the existing issues before they release that big update, then whatever issues are going to be there, then they haven't corrected any of the issues that are already remain here. Pre the new DLC. So fix some of your pre-existing issues before you add any big content, because there's a lot of issues that already need to be addressed. And definitely don't mess up a lake that was great. I mean, what do I do at this point? I've spotted 2 spots with a mix that's proven itself on my channel that's caught 100 pounders. I've filled up 1,500-pound nets and showed that. I've showed my mono leader thing where I've switched to mono leaders on bottom rods and filled an entire 15-pound net with that. I've went around and caught 90 after 90 after 90 pounder, going from spot to spot. I'm confused, Fishing Planet. And if you guys have followed along on my channel, if anybody's been kicked in the junk several times on comps, whether it's the bowfin or just having a broken bite rate in general, I deserve to have a bite rate when I know what I'm doing. Yeah, me too. Like I said, I know I'm trying to complain, professionally as I can. At least I'm not cussing or sending them a derogatory email because I do support the game and I enjoy the game and it's a fantastic game. But when there's issues like this, it's just not a good experience for me, man. So I gotta speak up and say something. This is not a good experience for me right now. As well as I buy the majority of the DLCs even though I don't need anything in the game. So I support the channel financially as well. Anytime they do an update, I always buy their little. I'll buy a package, and even though there's nothing in the game that I need other than some of the X Series gear that you got to win in comps, I mean I don't need anything. So it's not like I'm just glitching the system, so to speak. Even though it's as good as I am, I could have played through this game the entire time and probably never purchased anything because I'm a grinder and I know how to level. But I still, I want to say I probably got 190, 200 bucks wrapped up in this game between DLC, and that's only playing it around 3 years. So, you know, I've invested a decent amount of money in my account, so to speak, as well as supporting the game. So, as a paying customer, this is not cool. So 2 spots are blank. Now I'm gonna go over and I don't even know if I have time to hit it. I'm gonna go down and hit one more spot, but oh yeah, heck, I was even thinking. I was ready to put out a rod stand. Yeah, I don't think they intended to be like this, but I'm just gonna put together I'm just gonna put together a generic advanced mix here. But I mean, I've blanked in both spots, and I mean, you can't just give me no fish when I know how to carp fish. I think so, Josh. I'm pretty annoyed if you can't tell by the sound of my voice. Yeah, I need to post that one up on the channel. I'll probably do Roach Rider too. Probably have more fun in that one than I did in this one. I had a feeling not to even stream this because I knew I was going to be annoyed, but I figured I would just get common uniques or something, but to be completely stonewalled like this is unacceptable. My thoughts are if it was, you would be having issues not catching fish at a bunch of the lakes, but considering it's just this one lake that I'm having an issue with, it makes me feel like they've changed something and they just didn't tell anybody. And whatever they changed, it's definitely glitched it out. So what I'm probably going to do right after this is I'm going to stop this stream and start another comp stream, but I want to title this one when it saves Fishing Planet, What is Wrong with Willow? Maybe a developer will look at, follow my track along here and see this kind of how experience this was for a paying customer and a long, higher ranked guy that enjoys the game and is trying to promote the game, but this is not a pleasurable experience for me. What's up, John? Appreciate it, buddy. I'm on to my third spot, John, and they haven't even gave me a carp. Six hours to go. Oh, did you deliver a car today, buddy? I'm curious to see if I'm going to get completely skunked. Then you guys tune in. Thanks for tuning in. I'm doing another comp grind today. I'm not having a good experience in this one at all. There's something wrong with Willow, and I don't know exactly what they've done to it. I'm on to my fourth and final spot, and I've yet to catch a fish. Now, I've played in these before, and only got a one of the common and one mirror or something like that, and just slayed ghost carp and grass carp. That happens, but to not even catch a single fish and throw out 4 mixes. Yeah, it is. It is ridiculous. 4 hours. Yeah, I would agree. And like I said, I'm not cussing at anybody. I'm not yelling. If you can just tell by my mood, I'm not excited that I've experienced and I've documented a lot of this on my channel on all these comps. But this comp here's never been broke before that update. I always enjoyed myself in this one. No, I did not try one without a spot. I can if this misses, Josh. I can downsize hooks. And the thing is, I didn't even need to reset. I basically got home from work this morning, turned my game on, got made sure I had, plenty of ground bait and stuff, and entered straight into the comp. So it's not like I've been playing for a long time and my game is bugged out. So I don't know what's going on. I'll give it another 8 minutes here, and then I guess I'll downsize hooks and just. What's the point of having a spot rod if the spot mix won't even work? Hi, Kinski, bro. Thanks for tuning in. Something's wrong with my game. I don't know. Something was wrong with Willow in general, I think. This is absolutely hideous. Hold on, let me see if I got it with me. Let me try something. Don't know that I got it with me though. Oh, I do. There's Max Series carp hook. I went off the big head thing. Let's cut the hook in half. This is X Series hook. I better get at least like a trophy, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is my fourth spot that I've spotted. Everybody knows this is the peak. That's why they put this peak on the jelly carp. It's the best one to fish it at Willow. That's why I'm shocked. Because I don't think they intend for players to come in and just catch nothing and throw out four separate spot mixes. I mean, heck, if I don't worry about game credits because I got plenty, but let's say you're a guy that experienced the same thing and you come in and you spend, you know, I don't know, four spots, that's like $24,000 game credit. If you've spotted four spots almost, somewhere in there. Because it's not like they let you save the leftover mix. So basically, one bag of, if you put 22% in something, you can't remix it somewhere else, so you just end up deleting it in your inventory. So you got to factor in all the expenditures just to throw your mixes out. And I've never had trouble sinking boilies on a sunny day. Well, see, Kensky, I usually love Jolly Carp. It's one of my favorite comps to play in because I love carp fishing. But since this update, I don't know what they've um, done to the lake, at least for me in particular. But the other people were complaining too. So, now, of course, some of the guys did well, but you can't tell me that I got an X Series 7 carp hook out there. I put mix out. This is the fourth spot that I've spotted. I even downsized hooks. Had a nibble finally. They're gonna give me one fish. There we go. Is it a trophy? Yeehaw! Right? He scores. I could see if I was playing in huge eyed, Josh. But even though in that one I know what I'm doing, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they've done. Or if they've re-scrambled all the mixes where you have to figure all the mixes out again. Which I don't see the point of. This lake's what, 4 years old? Why would you change? In other words, I don't understand the mentality of changing it. Why would you change it? It'd be like going back to St. Croix and saying, okay, well, the muskie aren't going to bite anymore on poppers. What's the point? The lake's so old. Why create issues at an old lake when you know you're going to have issues when through new DLC as soon as it comes out? Because they always do. So why would you go back and change something like this? But yeah, and you guys tuning in, I'm on my fourth spot I've spotted. Uh, just like I would any other time. I can normally put as low as, even on a bad run, and one of the ones I put up on my channel, I had a bad run, and I still finished, I want to say with 230 points or 225, but I've been as high as 370 in this thing. But I've never, ever had this happen. Yeah, exactly. Or go to St. Croix and say, okay, well now the shiners don't work on pike. I don't know if this is what they intended to do, or they've messed something up, or is it me? This going to be a hog? Is this going to be a 104 pounder off a 7.0? Here's the comical part. I wonder how many people had worse experience than I've even had, even though I don't even know if that's possible. I'm in 24th with 2 fish. My complaint to Fishing Planet and any of these devs that hopefully get their hands on this or watch it at some point, even if it's 3 years from now. Why would you try to fix something that wasn't broke? Fix the micro lag in the game. Get the Troy out of competitions. Work on your bite rate at other lakes on the competitions that are absolutely boring. Work on changing your format so more people can place. Separate the higher players and have two different levels until a certain player has an X amount of wins or whatever, and then he goes and plays with the other guys. So why would you come back and mess with Willow? It was beyond me. And that's me complaining in a professional and very polite but candid manner. The funny part is, if I would have just sat here and caught ghost carp and grass carp, I would have just laughed at myself and still had fun because I was catching something. Kind of like the first time I played in the big head carp comp and I was catching the silver. I still had fun. I was just missing. But it didn't seem like the computer was against me. or that they've broken something that wasn't broke prior to. I always had a good experience in this Jolly Carp. Even if I had a slower run, I still had fun. This is not fun. An hour? This better be a hog. I wonder how many people registered for this. I'm going to look at this here in a second. I just want to see. I'm curious because you guys can see how bad of an experience I've had. I wonder what the guys that came in and knew how to spot are feeling right now. Because if I'm in 21st with the lousy fish that I've caught 3 trophy fish in an hour. At this point, I've been better off going out with a 3-0 in corn. I should have did that. I should have went around 60. Okay, there's 64 registered in this, and I'm 20th. Oh, I just went up a thing. Somebody dumped their bag. If you guys just seen that, I went up without catching a fish. Somebody dumped their bag. It was that bad. Fishing Planet, I give you a 0 out of 5 on my experience that I just experienced on your game. A 0 out of 5. I spent an hour and I caught 3 fish, and I know how to fish for carp. I strongly encourage you to take a look at some of your pre-existing issues before you even add in the deep sea fishing. Look into your magic rocks and deep crank. Look into meaty fellas. Look into trophy whiskers. Is there people using troys that shouldn't be? Take the troys out of the comps. Do something like that, but don't break Weeping Willow. Guys, I'm going to end this stream right here, and I'm going to get ready to put up the other one, but I want to title this Weeping Willow, What's Wrong? Thanks for tuning in.